Welcome everybody to Street Talk. It's so good to have you here. Man, it's getting cold outside. I need you to prepare yourself. I think, John, a lot of people do not prepare themselves for the Minnesota winter. Let's talk to them a little bit just for a few minutes. What do you need to do to prepare yourself?
Well, first off, everybody thinks it's not coming. So, it's coming. It comes every year, okay? People don't have shovels. They don't have the things they need, and then when the first snowfall hits, people aren't prepared. They need tires and all that kind of stuff. Go get your windshield wipers. Yeah, you can go to like AutoZone or someplace like that. You buy the windshield wiper and they'll put it on for you. You don't have to go to a shop. They'll do it for free. Get your windshield wipers changed once a year. Check your antifreeze, all that kind of stuff. Go in there, go to an oil change place that you trust. Get all that taken care of. Have them look at your tires. Everybody don't want their tires looked at, but those tires can save your life, okay? So, and coats. Man, get you a winter coat. I'm talking about one of them ones that are really warm, because if you ever get stranded or something, you need that. And the other thing, Minnie Gasco and all that, if you own a house, will come out and check your furnace and all that. You don't want your furnace going out when it's 30 below, okay?
That's right.
So get ready, man, for the big thing. It's coming. It's coming to a place near you.
Hey, John, for all our brothers out in the hood, when you walk in the hood, you see brothers that they got their hands inside their sleeves of the coats, which means I don't have gloves. What's the problem?
Yeah, I see a lot of that. I personally don't wear gloves, and that comes from some old stuff for me, but I'm in a car all the time, and I got a pair of gloves in my car, but I like the feel of my steering wheel and all that kind of stuff. But if I'm walking, taking the bus and everything, get you some gloves. Invest in a good pair. Anything is better than nothing.
And the other piece is not only gloves, but you want your long underwear, you want your underwear top. All those things keep you warm. You plan on being outside, and also know that they got foot warmers, hand warmers, and all that stuff to be protected. I'm talking about protect yourself, because once you get frostbitten, it's a problem.
You bit. That's what it. Yeah.
Now your skin. Once that happens to you, there's a problem with your skin. It's not the same anymore. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't return back to normal. It's kind of like once you get diabetes, you don't ever get 100% the same.
We don't cut or edit anything on this show, so you get what you get, my brother. That's why we're alive. We're probably the only show that doesn't edit anything out. Whatever comes out of our mouth, it's out.
Even as a belch.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Tent City.
Yeah.
We have some tents. I think about 10 tents burn up. It's the second time that tents have burned up. Fire department's been out there. We were out there last night. 10 tents is another time they were out there. Tents have been on fire, and there. People are dropping off propane to keep people warm, and it's dangerous.
Yeah. And yeah, it's dangerous. A propane heater inside of a tent is dangerous. Anything that wasn't made for a tent. And I see a couple of tents with the stove pipes on it. I hope they're properly ventilated and all that kind of stuff. If you know what you're doing, okay, you can be all right. But, you got kids out there, sleeping around hot stoves in the middle of a small tent. It ain't good. This is not a good situation. I don't know what we can do about it, but this is not a good solution for homeless people. In the summertime, man, anybody can live in a tent. But we have I call it death winters, DEATH, where it kills people. The wind chills in Minnesota actually kills people. So I pray that those people find a place to be.
Well, one of the things the lady said is that those heaters and the gas and stuff they're using out there, propane, is keeping them from dying. But like she said, it's been days since I've been really warm. I haven't been warm.
Yeah.
Warm means, where you feel good, No, I'm always cold, but I just ain't dying.
Yeah.
Now, that's a hell of a way to live. And so I'm praying that all the folks that are working on this, I'm praying for the Native American community, because one of the things is that this is their land. At the end of the day, This is their land that we end up paying thousands of dollars a month for a 1 bedroom, and where this land was free. This land was free. I was just in New York, and for a studio, it was something like almost $3,000 for a studio apartment. New York belonged to the natives. It was free land, and all of a sudden, this free land became so terribly valuable in Minnesota, in Chicago, and New York, and all these places. And I think what the natives are saying to us, and there's African Americans there too, and I want to say to the African Americans that are there, they seem to feel a little pressure, and they come to us like, we don't get treated the same. I don't know if it's all true, but I'm hearing this. But the bottom line is, when you talk about the struggle, hundreds and hundreds of years, people are struggling to get what's due to them. If we were really going to be fair, wouldn't we negotiate and say, you know what, y'all want affordable housing? There's some land here. Everybody in Tent City, we're going to put you somewhere temporarily, and then we got some affordable housing we'll build for you.
Absolutely.
That might be fair. I don't know. I'm not a billionaire. I don't have the money to do that. But if I've already made billions and billions of dollars off of land that was free, why not invest in something like that, not only in Minnesota, but all over the country, for those Native Americans to have, so they can live the way they want to live. Now, I'm not Native American, I'm African American, but we're owed something too for the labor and everything we put into this community. But for the encampment that we have right now, with hundreds of people there, it's about to get below zero. It's going to be very dangerous. So I'm just saying, we all need to come together and figure out what to do and how we serve those people.
Well, I just heard, I was listening to the debates for the governorship of Minnesota. And do you know, we have a surplus. I could be wrong, I think it's $2 billion. There's money, we have money. You see all the construction going on. There is money here. Why don't they just get 50 of those FEMA trailers that they do use for disasters, for the winter, for the people out there, and just plop them trailers down in one of our vacant lots and stuff, and let those people have those trailers that would insulate them from the cold. They could do that, but they're not going to. And I think it's, this is just my thoughts on it. They're not going to do it because they say if we do it this year, then they'll want it next year, and they'll want it the year, and we're not going to spend our money. Wait a minute. That's their money too. They're residents of the state of Minnesota. You've got some people out there that are still working. They just can't afford an apartment. So this is everybody's money and stuff. So if they wanted to solve the problem, the problem would be solved, BJ. I'll tell you another thing. It depends on who's suffering, the degree of help they get. It depends on who is suffering, the degree of help they get. These are Native Americans primarily, and the world doesn't seem to care as much, okay? I'm just saying, if it was a different group of people out there suffering, homeless like that, there might be a different result. And that I'm talking to all the way to the governor's office. You know what we're talking about.
It's a good point. And I think that's one of the reasons why we have to figure out self-care, self-preservation, self-motivation, and self-determination, and the ability to have our own, prosperity. Went down in New York. I'm going to share something that I'm going to post something about this on my Facebook. I met an Asian woman. She was Chinese. She said, I came to America and I met an African American that knew how to cook soul food from Mississippi. She opened up a very small little restaurant in New York, started cooking soul food, learning his recipes. He stayed with her. He became an alcoholic. But before he left, he said, would you at least, now that you took all my recipes, now that you took everything and we've worked together and built this, but I want to go back to Mississippi. He went back to Mississippi to just be an alcoholic. But he asked her, would you at least still support the black community? She gives thousands of dollars of scholarships away every year, and she only hires African American staff. And she said, I promised that man that I would do that. She said, but I only do it in the restaurant that me and him started.
Yeah.
She's got 3 others with the same recipe all over New York. With that one, she kept her honor. She talks about it. She says, look at those black kids getting scholarships for college. I'm doing that because I promised him. He gave me something that I couldn't have done without him.
That's pretty
How many
good there.
times do we pass on stuff and get nothing for it though? And how many times do we have restaurants in our community that take our dollars but never give anything back? Name one Chinese or Asian restaurant that gives scholarships to black kids. Thank you. See, and my point is that I respected that from her. And I thought that was amazing. And I think that we have to have our own businesses, and we have to have, that's why I'm really proud of all my sisters, that our sisters are really doing wonderful things, and our brothers are doing wonderful things in this community, especially our younger brothers. They're really rising up and doing some great things. I'm watching them, and I'm super proud. You know, Justin Terrell, you know, Terry Austin, and just a lot of brothers, Kenya McKnight and Anika, just all these brothers and sisters that are that generation before us, or after us, I mean, are really rising up and doing wonderful things, man. And I think it's important for us to continue to mentor and help and support and prepare. It's critical that we do that. And if we don't, then we can't empower them to be the best they can be.
Oh, absolutely. You know, yeah, young African Americans, the millennials we have around here, the younger kids than them, they are thinking in terms of being entrepreneurs. And, you know, not just having a job to be able to pay rent, because that's what some people do. They work 60 hours a week just to pay rent, just to exist and stuff. That's not living, that's existing, man. And I don't ever want to feel that again in my life. I felt it as a kid, just existing and stuff. So my hat's off to people that, you know, do that. But I'm saying we have to get the entrepreneurial engine going in our community. And the brothers over at Thor Construction, I'm so proud of him, one of the largest African-American construction companies in the nation. He's an example of what we can do, you know, regardless of our skin color. You know, this man just worked and worked and worked. I think his name is Copeland and stuff. And now he's built his own building and stuff. And he is balling, I call it. It's he's an older brother, about my age. He might not be as old as me, but he's balling. And he's really doing it, and he's giving jobs in our community. So we need more stuff like that. We need restaurants and service agencies and stuff. Why can't there be a black Uber, you know?
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now let's change our direction for a little bit. Shootings, homicides, killings in our community. It's wintertime. They're not slowing down. It's wintertime, and they're not easing up. You know, August was a tough month. You know, July was tough. June was tough. May, we had some issues, but now we're in November. We've got people that are, Thanksgiving won't be the same because of stuff that's already happened in November. We're overdosing at a rate that's crazy. We're committing suicide. We're shooting at each other, and we're shooting women now.
Yeah, and you know, this social media age, you know, the Facebook gangstering, people are starting arguments sitting in their own home and stuff. They start the argument at home, somebody posts a picture and stuff, and then somebody posts something about the picture and stuff. And then it's wait till I see you, and then it's all this build up, and other people chime in and stuff, and all of a sudden they meet together at one of the many bars that we have downtown. You know, there's certain bars that cater to the Thug Nation, I'm gonna call it. There's certain bars that all the young thugs go to and, you know, want to flaunt their stuff and throw their signs up and all this kind of stuff, and they don't been fighting on Facebook, and then they carry it out into the streets where innocent people, and I'm gonna say everybody that gets shot is an innocent person because nobody deserves to be shot, but you know they start something and then they get hurt and stuff. But the true suffering is their kids and their moms and their, you know, people that love them, man. They are the ones that really, you know, get hurt in all this, you know. Mothers wringing their hands. Not, how do you deal with your baby laying in a bed all shot up by some stranger, by some assassin? The mothers have to deal with that, and they don't, we forget that they need help. Psychologically, man, that's trauma, man. You know, so you kids need to think about that, man. If you love your mother, and if you're fortunate enough to have a dad around, and they love you, don't put them in that situation. If you're a father to your kids don't want you sitting in the hospital all shot up, messed up for the rest of your life. So we have to think about that. What is this gangster stuff? What's the attraction? It's not doing anything for anybody.
The only attraction is that, you know, when you are not economically where you want to be, when you are not, you know, socially in a social status that you want to be in, then you're attracted to the gang lifestyle. You're attracted to it because it gives you some notoriety. People say your name and they put some respect on it. When they say your name, even if you ain't got no money, they say your name, they put some respect on it because you got some weight, you got some heat, you got some juice. But when you understand that real juice is owning property, real juice is owning a business, real juice is seeing your kids all the way through college, seeing them get married and walking them down the aisle. That's real juice. Just because somebody know your name, get scared when they hear your name, that's nothing. That means nothing. What means something that is your daughter or your son, wow, man, you get to watch them grow, they get to watch you grow old, and y'all do it together. That's real juice. That's the real juice, John.
Yeah, people that don't have anything take value in nothing. What I mean by that, people that don't have anything and feel all beat up and beat down and everything, they'll take pride in being a killer. They'll take pride in being this thug. They ain't got a dime to their name, ain't got a place to lay, but they'll take pride in that because they have no self-worth in anything else. You know, and when these young guys, when they say like grow into being homeowners or whatever, if they get fortunate, they stop the thug life. It's amazing. You give me a young guy that gets a really good job and stuff and a really good wife and starts having a really good life, all that thug stuff, they leave that behind because they know it ain't for them. So, you know, we have to figure out a way to, but what happens is they mess their life up in fourth grade. They're already sagging. I wish a kid in my house would sag. You know, they wouldn't sag but one time. I don't do that, you know. I won't let a kid destroy their life right in front of me. And it's a lot of times that's what we're doing to our kids. We're watching them destroy their life and doing nothing about it.
This Saturday, the 24th of November, right? Yeah, this Saturday is the 24th. And we're going to have the ACLC prayer breakfast on 24th in Aldridge at 11 o'clock. Your wife spoke last month, and then we have a Latino pastor coming to speak, and we want you to show up. We're going to be honoring organizations that do good in the community. We're going to call their names out. We're going to honor them. We're going to, you know, I think we're honoring you and Urban Ventures and the work that you're doing and the work that others are doing, Mary Jo Winston, and the work that a lot of others are doing. I think for Rome and, you know, Mother's Love and just a Mad Dad's, the work that others are doing. We're going to honor their work and pray for them because we need increase in our community. We need increase in our community. And we can't increase separately. One of the things that I found out that is really complicated for us to figure out is that unity is not just a word. It's something that you really have to work for. And there's all kind of reasons for you not to like an organization or somebody, but there's more reasons to want to unify with them. No one's perfect. We all got different personalities. But unless we come together and unify, and put our stuff to the side. I've been doing this 20 years. Before that, I was doing other stuff. We still have the same issues. We talk bad about each other and we don't support each other. We have to change that in order for us to save our community. In order for us to make a difference, we have to change it.
And that's the power that each person has. When you talk about change, it takes the spark of one person to make change. And if everybody does their own spark, and what I mean is everybody does what they should do to work towards a common goal, that starts a whole new movement and stuff. We can do all things, and this is scripture, through him who strengthens us, okay? We know that, it's been ordained for us and laid out for us. We can do all things. So every problem that we're having economically, socially, family-wise, and everything, we as a group of people can fix that. But everybody has to realize that they have to do their part. You cannot wait for the whole group of people to do what they're supposed to do. Just do your part. Start your own spark in your own family.
And if you do that, you'll see the difference that's going to happen. But you have to start there in order to get where we need to go. And you have to get yourself educated, whether it's classes or college, whatever. Education is going to be critical for you to get that. You can't just learn as you go. Some of this stuff you can, but you got to add some education onto it. The reason why is because you have to be accountable to a lot of different things. Accountability is critical. So you have to learn to be accountable.
Well, absolutely. It's, there's a new year coming up.
New year.
Hats off to everybody that's made it this far. If you're alive today, it's history. The greatest day in the world is the day that you're living in. That's the greatest day in the world.
It's the greatest day in the world, but I want to say this. So we got Thanksgiving, we've got Christmas, we got New Year's. The three, now me and John, I'll tell you something, I'm going to share something with you because a lot of people out here like this. Me and John, we like Thanksgiving because it was you eat, right? We didn't like Christmas because it was about spending money and a bunch of humbug. But we like New Year's when we're in our younger days because everybody's getting drunk or getting high. But now we have a totally different outlook. We both do. Have totally different outlooks on those 3 days. And it means something totally different because we have changed and evolved as men. And so hopefully this will help you as you learn to change and evolve as a man. What has changed, John? Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's.
Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. If you do the same exact thing and get the same exact outcomes as you got last year, then you need to change something. We need to keep evolving. We need to keep, pushing ourselves because we're not going to be here forever. We're not going to live on this earth forever. We're not going, everybody thinks they got this big bucket of time. You don't know how much time you have, so make the most of it, Mend fences with family members. Bring family in, I just hope this Thanksgiving just brings a spirit of giving all over this world and stuff. And I hope that if everybody invites one person to join in a celebration that might not have anybody, everybody would be taken care of, okay? Let's not be selfish this year. Let's not do this. You never know when you're entertaining an angel.
And the other piece is, and this, what I thought John was going to say, is that the reason why we were kind of bitter about those days is because we didn't understand how blessed we were to be able to enjoy holidays because we didn't know how to enjoy them because we had so much bitterness and anger and pain that we didn't know what to do with it. And we had it at different times because I got rid of mine a little bit before he did, and he still kind of had the bah humbug for a while. And then things happened in his life. He was like, no, Christmas means something. It's like it means something now. And so we both began to really enjoy the holidays for what they are. They're times for us to be together with family, love on each other, love on our community, and be satisfied with where we are in our lives.
Well, absolutely. And Christmas is for kids. And what I mean by that, it's a time just to love on kids and to let them know what Christmas means, and it's a time to just love on your family. And kids should really enjoy Christmas and stuff, not this competitive thing. And that comes from adults. Adults mess Christmas up. You know, kids didn't mess it up. We adults messed it up and stuff, so we can fix it. So in your own home, why don't you fix Christmas? Thank this whole holiday season. Why don't you do something so special that your whole family will remember it and want to be back next year? I think we're going to play Family Feud. Not like the hood Family Feud like you see. We're going to play Family Feud like on TV. We're going to play dominoes. We're going to play cards.
That's
We're
good.
going to have a ball.
The other thing I want to give you now, I know you mothers, single mothers out there, please stop using this statement. I don't care what bills need to be paid, my kids going to have a great Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if I don't pay my rent, my kids going to have a great Christmas. Don't use that statement. Use this statement. We're going to keep a roof over our heads. We're going to have a great year. Christmas is every day.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, going in debt to fund Christmas, to where you're paying for Christmas the rest of your life, you know, just because you get a new credit card or everything, doesn't mean you have to spend all the money.
Black man.
Hey, it's a wonderful day. I woke up black, I'm going to bed black and stuff, and I love black people.
And if you want, you got a dream, man, see it through. But a man without a plan does not have a vision. He's just got a thought. Get rid of your thoughts, write them down, get your plan. You're watching Street Talk. God bless you. We'll talk to you next time. Matter of fact, give us a call, 612-822-0802. Go to our website, www.minneapolismaddads.org.
And while you're doing that, you know, think about it. This is the Micah House Treatment Center and stuff is a great place.
Micah House, yes.
The Afrocentric Treatment Center.
Turning Point.
They're doing great work in Turning Point in North Minneapolis. You know, for some of you out there that are suffering from addiction that, you know, want to go to a place where you're understood, some of you brothers out there, some of you sisters out there, you know, go to a place that you love. Micah House, Turning Point, and Mad Dads can hook you up.
See ya.